Hey guys, what's up? It's Kaze, and we're back with another video today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something different than what I usually do regarding the fall off of Fortnite. Fortnite's not actually falling off that much. It's actually getting a lot of players, but I just felt like I needed to talk about why I've seen so many people saying it's falling off. Regarding this topic, CypherPK recently has made a video that is highly needed, and I 110% agree with it, talking about all these problems that I'm about to talk about and more. Starting with point number 1. Content creators are being forced to reuse ideas, and it becomes boring to watch and harder for them to become creative and draw in new viewers. Personally, I love watching Fortnite content, anywhere from watching pros play to watching content creation. And recently, looking back on old videos that content creators have made, there's been many more updates where there have been items where they can do new challenges and new things with the game itself and make new challenges other than just, if I get this skin, then I can only use this color of loot. Or, oh, here's the new update, look at how cool it is, there's this thing. When whatever this thing is, say, for example, the rocket drill from this season, is essentially just a reskin and redo of the rocket ram from Chapter 4, Season 4. Personally, I love that season. I thought it was amazing. And that brings me to my next point, too. How, personally, me and my friends have been finding the game getting more boring with the fresh content and fun things to do, ending up just being reskins of other things, reused ideas, or plainly lackluster. It's really hard to have a game going for as many years as Fortnite has been going on and have new ideas. But the Wrecked season, for example, Chapter 5, Season 3, I know a lot of pros hated it and a lot of professional players took a very high dislike to the newness of how they went approaching Battle Royale and the change in it. But personally, me and I know a lot of other casual players loved that season. That season was so much fun and it brought back so many old players to the game to play again because the game was a new game. It had cars, it had chaos, it has funny moments, it had everything you need to draw players back in. But the issue with that is in the competitive scene, all the chaos was not wanted. It was too much, it was overpowered, it wasn't a fair game then. And honestly, I would love to see something like the Wrecked season come back. Chapter 5 Season 3 was amazing. I've had some of my best Fortnite memories in that season with squatting up with friends. And personally, I've been thinking of a couple ideas, but it doesn't really matter in the end because the chances of Epic seeing this video already are slim. But my third point is creative is a huge work in progress. I scroll down on the creative menu and see a bunch of random poorly made maps getting so much attention, whether it's brain rot box fights, tycoons, or just generally bad made maps that are getting way too much attention for what they are. And whenever I find a good map, it has 6 players. It's never up in the discovery for people to see. You always have to search for it manually if you see it somewhere else. And you have to look for these really well-made games. I see a bunch of unique live events being made. I see a bunch of unique concepts for maps being made. And I would love to play them, but I can't end up playing them once I find them because there's nobody else playing it. So I think Epic Games needs to figure out a way to push the good maps back up to the top of the Discovery tab and the Tycoon maps something more to search for, or at least separate the genres better than what they have. My fourth point is more of a shorter one, but it does need to be addressed. How many bots are in Fortnite? AI is something very good for new players and very good for people who don't play often. It makes the game feel fun, it makes it feel like you're succeeding, and it's honestly fun for me as a casual player, but still somebody who's decently good to fight bots sometimes. But the problem with that is even a lot of pros end up getting a decent amount of bots in their lobby, and sometimes I have full bot lobbies, which I don't want. I do want to have to put some more effort into the game and have something fun and exciting happen. And I get that the matchmaking this season, especially with all the new modes, have been very difficult to do. Just in general, it's a very difficult concept to try to portray in a video game, but I feel like Epic Games should try to focus on tightening that up more and making sure that it's more even, because it's very common to either get complete bot lobbies or absolute sweats that you can barely survive against. And I feel like you need something that's really in the middle and that you can have a good fight, but it's not too hard. Although having those really hard fights and ending up winning is a very rewarding time when you actually can defeat them. Point 5. Specifically for this chapter, I feel like the map is way too big and the matches take way too long. I myself have leaned more towards playing Reload because of this. And I honestly am reminded of the Chapter 1 map when it comes to this chapter's map and how big it is and how many POIs there are. It's very hard to get around, and I know people said at the beginning of the season there were issues with the cars and how much you could find a car and how easy it was, but honestly I think it was very needed, because the problem with not having enough cars now is that you can't get around the map very easily. I do understand there are mobility items, but it's just such a big map. It's hard to find people who are fighting, and then once the fight's over, you have to go find more people, and you have to wait till endgame, which takes way too long. And personally, I like Reload better because it's more fast-paced and a smaller map to be able to fight against, and just an overall better experience. It's also nicer to respawn when you die. It also doesn't help that they brought the OG map back as a new mode, when that map is also very huge and very empty, especially with that one having no cars and barely any mobility whatsoever. I actually don't think there's any currently. And putting that in along with the current chapter's map, Chapter 6's map, and I just don't think it was a very good clash, and I think Reload is the best in my opinion. And my 6th point, playing Fortnite with friends is what makes the game as fun as it is, for me at least. If you're more of a professional player, I can understand why you enjoy solos, or if you just like loading into games and having the thrill of getting a victory royale all by yourself. But I know for me and a lot of other people, squads, duos, trios, anything with your friends is just so much fun. You can have laughs, you can enjoy it, you can have funny moments, you can have insane clutches. There's so many things that come along with playing with a squad that you just can't get when you're playing alone. And the problem with that is recently a lot of people who have left the game just still don't want to come back. People have left the game for many reasons, whether they just fall out of love with it, or a main reason that a lot of my friends have had is their life gets too busy. They don't have time to play this game, which I totally understand. But when they eventually do have time again and are interested in gaming, they tend to lean towards other games or not gaming at all. Because if they want to come back to Fortnite, they try to see what's going on, but in reality, the game has barely changed and it's not fun for them. That's why I was saying earlier how the Wrecked season was so much fun and it brought so many people back to want to play because of the new update. Especially Chapter 5 in general, honestly. A lot of friends came back for that because there were mods, there were a bunch of new items, there was unique ideas almost every season. And you could just fill it with fun memories, and that is what made Fortnite a top-tier game. The problem is these friends are leaving, and they don't want to come back because it just gets reused, and the game does have changes in certain things, but there's no very unique items that are completely new concept or any completely new maps. The new game modes were amazing, but it just wasn't enough, apparently, to bring some people back to the true game of Battle Royale. And I honestly think that Epic Games needs to take a look at their statistics on how many players the new game modes are bringing compared to how many players are saying, we want more Battle Royale content, we want more focused on Fortnite itself and less on the multiverse of Fortnite. Look at the statistics of that and just see, are more people leaving because of them not liking Fortnite or just playing less? Or are we having enough players come in because of the new modes that it just doesn't matter and it bounces out? Because Fortnite has leaned away from live events and weekly updates and completely new ideas to more so something like the multiverse where they can have different teams work on different modes for different things. Again, back to the idea of a very unique season with unique things. I've already used Wrecked as an example, which was an amazing season if you just wanted to have fun with your friends. But also, a very hated season that I feel like didn't deserve as much hate as it does get is Chapter 3, Season 4, the Chrome season. I know a lot of people hated this and said the weapons were bad, the map was bad, Chrome was a horrible idea. But you have to give Epic Games credit when they try something new, like Chrome or Wrecked, or just something out of the blue like that, because they do these ideas to see if people like them. And they usually don't, because most people do like the simple idea of battle royale and just finding weapons and getting the victory royale. But then people complain when the game doesn't change. It's very hypocritical when we say these things, but I genuinely want another season where it has a very original idea. I don't care if it's a bunch of cars that come and cause chaos again. I don't care if it's a weird substance that takes over the island that makes me be able to shapeshift, essentially. I don't care if I can start flying freely now like a hacker. I honestly do not care what it is, as long as it's a fresh idea to the game. And it's just one season. It'll come and it'll go. And you can make memories while it's there, but quit while it's gone, which is probably better for pros if you really think about it. And especially putting out a new fun season like that with all these other game modes, I feel like is very safe to do, because if you don't like it, you can go play OG. If you don't like it, you can go play Reload or Festival or Lego or even Rocket Racing, even though that kind of fell off. You can play whatever you want. It just doesn't matter as long as you can enjoy the game and still be there. In the end, I'd say the magic of Fortnite is only there when my friends are there, and so if my friends aren't here, I'm leaving. Thank you for listening.